Hello my wonderful friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Sarzana and today I want to talk about all of the books that I want to read this summer. When it's summertime, I want to read like romances, cowboy romances. I'm probably going to be reading some romantasy here and there, but I want to focus on the romances today. There are so many contemporary romances that are on my bookshelves that I just haven't gotten to, and I really want to take the opportunity this summer to get to them. So let's go ahead and talk about the books that I want to read this summer. So some of you may actually yell at me because I haven't read this next book yet. I read books 1 and 2 and it was just so toxic and I was not in the best headspace to continue on with the series, so I put it off for a little bit. I was just in so much pain just from reading it and I was so frustrated, but I really want to go back into this world and read about these characters and see what happens next. The series that I am talking about is Magnolia Parks, and the next book that I want to read is The Long Way Home. This book is in Magnolia's POV. If you read the series, then you know that we get Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates books. And Magnolia and Daisy, they're two separate girls in this universe. They're like intertwined in like the same time, so you read about these different characters in that same timeline. This is going to be a different timeline and I am so excited to read this. I want to know what happens to Magnolia. The way the first Magnolia Parks book ended, I was so upset. And Jessa Hastings' writing is absolutely beautiful. It was very even paced, and when we got to the ending we had this like epic gut-wrenching reveal, and it was so cliche but at the same time it was so classy and like so well done. I just need to be back in this world. This is basically Gossip Girl in London. I loved Gossip Girl, but this gives it a whole different kind of vibe. I'm just so ready for the drama, you guys. I really want to get to A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. This book has been portrayed as something very toxic, very painful. I feel like along with reading Magnolia Parks and being in like a toxic universe, this is going to be just as painful but in a different way. I am really interested to see how the story unfolds. This book is about Jamie and Bee. They are like a moths to a flame, as it's described in the back of this book. They are always pulled back to each other like magnets. Something happens and they are always torn apart. I think they're like friends who become lovers, so I'm also really excited to see how this unfolds. I believe there is also substance abuse in this book. From what I heard that there's a lot of growth that happens with the characters in this book, and I love when the author is able to give us characters who we see at like their bottom of the bottom, and then they become better people and they become better and healthy. I want to cry a little bit, and I feel like it's going to be such a beautiful love story and I'm really here for it. I also heard really good things about Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've never read a book by Christina Lauren, but I've heard really good things about this book as well. I heard it is a very beautiful and touching love story. This book follows Elliot and Macy. I believe this is a second chance romance. They had been together in the past and then something happens. They break up, they see each other again, and the romance between these two is awakened. I don't know if there was like a communication issue with this couple or not, but if it is, I might have the ick. So I am a little worried about going into this, but I really want to try it out because I heard it's such a beautiful love story and I really want that this summer. Next, I want to read Play Along by Liz Comforty. This is the next book in the Windy City series. I am slowly making my way through this series, but I have been putting these books off as long as possible because I just don't want this series to end. But every single character in this series is such a good friend of mine. Like, that's how it feels, and I just love being in this world. This book is about Kennedy and Isaiah. We do meet them in Caught Up in the prior book before this one. Isaiah is Kai's little brother, and Kennedy, she is their physical therapist, I think. Isaiah is absolutely smitten with her. And I believe Kennedy was in a relationship when they got to know each other. She like always gives him the cold shoulder and stuff like that because she's not allowed to have a romantic relationship because he's a player. So she has to like keep her distance from him. And he also seemed like such a player when she was in a relationship with somebody else. So I feel like she is a little standoffish towards him, but I also feel like she finds him very adorable, and I just cannot wait to see how this book unfolds. This is a sports romance, this is a baseball romance, and I grew up in a baseball family, so I just have a very special place in my heart for the sport, and I just can't wait to read Isaiah's story. He's such a golden retriever. I love him so much, and I just can't wait to see his development in this book. Summer is also the season for historical romances for me, and I really want to read the Bridgerton series. I got this bind up. This is book 1 and 2. This is Daphne and Anthony's story, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited to read this. I love historical romances, and I loved watching the Bridgerton series on Netflix, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get back into this world and read the books because I've never read the books, and I'm just so excited. Summer to me also means a time for cowboy romances. I picked up Elsie Silver's books, I think last year or the year before. I want to get back into the world of her writing. I read these Chestnut Spring series a few years ago and I absolutely loved it. I want to read the series prior to her writing the Chestnut Spring series, and I believe it's the Gold Rush Ranch series. This is the first book in that series. It is titled A False Start. I honestly don't know what it's about, but I feel like it's like about the siblings and other side characters that we met in the Chestnut Spring series. This is best friend's little sister, and that's literally it. I don't want to read anything else in the back because that one line just does it for me. I love a little forbidden romance when it comes to like best friend's sister and stuff like that. I'm really excited to read this, and I love Elsie Silver's writing. If you have not picked up any of her books, I highly recommend you give it a try. They are all on Kindle Unlimited as well, so if you're a Kindle girly, there's no reason why you shouldn't be picking up her books. It is absolutely free, and I promise you, after a chapter or two, you will be hooked. Okay, so another cowboy, I guess cowboy romance, I don't know, but it's like a billionaire romance with best friend's little sister, again by Miss Elsie Silver, and that is Wild Love. I'm so excited to get into this series because I've heard really good things about it, and best friend's little sister, single father, I am absolutely sold. I cannot wait to get into this series. And guys, we have another Brother's Best Friend small town romance, cowboy romance edition, and that is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I've heard really good things about this book as well, but there's a little bit of controversy as well, so I'm not really sure how to feel about it, but all I know is that it's a cowboy romance, brother's best friend, and I just need to be soaking up all of these brother's best friend books that are in a small town with a cowboy setting. This is the mood that I'm in this summer. I feel like this is going to be such a fun book to read, and this book is about Clementine, or her name is Emmy, I think, and Luke Brooks. Emmy is someone that left their hometown to go to college and ride some horses, but she ends up becoming injured, and because she becomes injured, she has to go back home. When she gets back to her hometown, she sees Luke, and Luke is a bartender, and he's like supposed to be like this bad boy kind of figure. He is also her brother's best friend, I believe. They have like an attraction when they see each other again, and I don't know, it just sounds so good. I feel like I'm going to be giggling and kicking my feet while I'm reading this book, and I need that. I need that so badly. Also, it is very short. I believe it's like 200 pages. Okay, no, I lied. It's like 340 something. I really hope this gives me what I'm looking for, and you guys just look at the cover. Like, you can't tell me this doesn't give cowboy romance. How adorable is this? Keeping it in small town romances, we have Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. Also, look at this beautiful cover. Are you kidding me? It's so pretty, and I love the little foil on the title. It's adorable. This is supposed to be like a contemporary romance, but also like a mystery kind of thriller. I don't know if I've ever read something like this, and I am quite interested. And oh my gosh, you guys, this is also Brother's Best Friend. How crazy is that? I feel like we have a theme going for this video. I honestly did not realize that there were so many Brother's Best Friends romances that I had, but now that we're here, I'm not mad about it. I honestly don't know what our female main character's name is because it doesn't say it anywhere in the back. All I see that it's about somebody named Anson. Anson is the female main character's brother's best friend. He's a contractor working on their house. He's grumpy. Something happens to the female main character and Anson is there to lend her a shoulder to cry on, and I guess that they have, and Anson keeps her safe while there's certain accidents that happen in her life. The last line, it says, but Anson's a man with secrets and they have a price. When they're revealed, neither of us will make it out unscathed. So that sounds a little mysterious. I don't think it's going to be anything like a thriller book, but I feel like it's going to have a good kind of like soft mystery. I like those. I don't like it when it's like super fluffy all the time. I need a little bit of a plot that makes me think, and there's something in the background that's happening that kind of gives us that sense of like gloom and doom. So I think that this is going to be a really, really fun read. I'm really looking forward to reading Catherine Cowell's writing as well. I've heard so many of you raving about it, so I'm excited. I've also heard really good things about All Roads Lead Here by Marina Zapata. I've never read a book by her, and I feel like that should be a crime on its own. She's supposedly one of the most amazing contemporary romance authors that's out there, and I've heard really good things about this book as well, and I feel like it is time for me to dive in and see what all the hype is about. This book is about Aurora. She is looking for work. I think she's homeless or something like that as well, and she finds work with Tobias. He's a single father, and I think she like nannies or something for him, but he also gives her shelter. Like she like lives above his garage or something like that. And from there, I think things kind of happen between the two. It's supposed to be a very romantic contemporary romance, and I am looking forward to it. I love a single dad romance. If you can't tell, like when I'm reading contemporary romances, single parent romances, sports romances, and Brother's Best Friend are some of my top three. The plot is supposed to make us really feel something, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what all the hype is about. Nisha J. Tully has recently become one of my favorite authors. I read the Artifacts of Uranus. I feel like that's what this series is. That series became my entire personality until I literally inhaled the entire series within a week. After reading that series, I heard that she was coming out with a new book, and it's a contemporary romance. I had to get my hands on it. Are you kidding me? I picked up Not Safe for Work, and look at this cover. You guys, how cute is this couple? I was so excited to read this book. This is about a baddie. She's an engineer. Her name is Trishara. She has been gunning for this specific role. Her boss's son is given that role. His name is Rafe. And Rafe and Tishara, they have like this rivalry at work, and they have to go to Hawaii for a retreat for work. They get to know each other a little bit better, and she realizes he's not really the villain in her story, and things happen. I'm just excited to read another book by Nisha J. Tully because I absolutely loved her writing. I was very immersed into the storyline when I was reading the Artifacts Uranus series. You get really connected to the characters, the way she's writing her stories, and I just really want to feel that again. I love reading books about engineers and women in STEM because I'm a woman in STEM and I feel like I can relate to them very well. I'm just really looking forward to this. I love a workplace romance as well, so I feel like this is going to be a very fun read. It's not too long either. It's very short. All right, I had to throw something a little bit darker, I guess. I don't know if it's dark or not, But I have been dying to read this series. I have the entire series by this author, and I even went ahead and bought the special editions that she has on her website, because if you're gonna have books on your shelves, they may as well be the prettiest ones that you can find. I don't know what the series is called, but the first book is The Wrong Bride by Katharina Mora. This book is like gold embossed, and look at the flowers. It's so pretty. I love having pretty books in my collection, but this book is a millionaire romance. This book is about Raven and Eris. Eris's sister, she's supposed to marry Raven, but when she doesn't show up to marry him, she decides she's going to marry him. I don't know if there is some kind of a contract happening or whatnot. It doesn't really say it in the back, but that's all I know. So Raven marries Eris. Eris has only had eyes for Raven's sister. But after Raven marries him, she's like, I'm going to do everything in my power to win him over. Millionaire romances are also super fun to read at times. I feel like between the stack that we just talked about, this book would go perfectly in between some of these books. These are just some of the books that I am thinking about reading this summer. I really hope I can get to all of these books. If any of you have read any of these books that I've mentioned, please let me know what you think of them. Please let me know which one I should read first, because I just want to read all of them right now, but that's not possible. Let me know what I should prioritize. And if I haven't mentioned a contemporary romance, or if you think I would enjoy a book, then please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what your favorite books are and what you think that I may like. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Just say you won't let go. I'll wake you up with some breakfast in bed. I'll bring you coffee with the kiss on your head. I'll take the kids to school, wave them goodbye. I'll thank my lucky stars for that night. When you look over your shoulder, for a minute I'll forget that I'm older. I wanna dance with you right now. Whoa.